was your September? Oh yeah. Well, I guess that's alright. Taking the good with the bad. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be doing your Sun, Moon, and Rising placement. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising placement. October 2020. ASMR Tarot Forecast. This month I am going totally ham with the Major Arcana decks. So I'm going to start out with the White Witch Tarot. And I'll be doing somewhat of a modified Celtic cross, somewhat modified. Basically, the cross part without the side chain of cards. And then I'm also not crossing the center cards. I'm putting them side by side because I'm using 3 separate decks for this part of the reading. Alright. So for this next part of the reading, I will be using a German language Egyptian tarot deck. And I really love the designs of the cards. There's a book that comes with it too, so I can't wait to learn enough German to read the book. I think it's easier to read foreign languages than it is to try to speak and hear them. It is for me anyway. And I'm not opposed to learning German, of course. If you have language tips, all of you Capricorns out there, if you have tips for learning foreign languages that you'd like to share, please leave them down in the comments. I know there's services out there like Duolingo and Babbel and Rosetta Stone. I don't even know if anybody uses Rosetta Stone anymore. Rosetta Stone, Rosetta Stone, Rosetta Stone. Sorry, I want to make sure these cards are well shuffled. Alright, because the tarot is very good at addressing our mental processes and our evolutions of self. Evolutions of self. Evolutions of self. And then when I've completed this portion of the reading, I'm going to pull out a Lenormand deck, because the Lenormand is better at dealing with the concrete, the day-to-day, the mundane, and the occurrence in the physical world. So actually, I'd been starting here, but I think for you right now, Capricorn, I'm going to start in the past. And in the past, we have the Emperor. So this could have been a period of time when you were authoritarian toward others, or this could be a period of time when there was a lot of structure in your life. On top of that, we have the Fool, or I guess in this card, he's the guy who's, he's like a wandering blind man, because he's got this staff and he's got this little dog trying to hold him back down here. That's a very interesting juxtaposition of energy right here between the Emperor and the Fool, because the Fool kind of wanders blindly, but the Emperor knows exactly what he wants, and he knows exactly how to get it, and has a lot of power over other people, whereas the Fool is kind of just wandering around with just the clothes on his back. So that's very interesting. Let's see if this pulls it all together. Yeah, Eon. So the Eon card is like the Judgment card in this deck, but it also has the added aspect of being like the progression of self, the evolution of self. So I guess that what we're talking about in the past is your evolution from this person who's very structured to someone who's very unstructured, or vice versa. Could be vice versa as well. Alright, let's look at the current situation. We'll start here at the bottom. We have the Judgment card, so again, similar to the Eon card, but not quite the same, especially because in this deck, the Judgment card talks a lot about the voices, and the eyes that we feel on us, that judge us. We also have another Judgment card, this one being the Resurrection card from the Egyptian Tarot deck. So, judgment coming out in a big way in your reading, especially in the current situation. So, I cannot wait to see what these cards have going on now. It looks like that you've been through quite a lot, and now is like your personal day of reckoning. So then finishing up that stack of cards is the Moon. The Moon could be about artistic endeavors, but the Moon is also about walking this narrow path between domesticity and the wild. It's about things being obscure and hard to see. And if it's a time of judgment or resurrection, that could make things much more difficult. Also in the current situation, we have the Magician card. So this card is about your powers of manifestation and your power to create your own destiny and bring the things that you want out of the ether and down into the physical plane. On top of that card, we have the High Priest or Hierophant. So the Magician coupled with the Hierophant energy is also very interesting, because the Magician magician is more like this, a high priest can be a magician, but not all magicians are high priests, and not all high priests are magicians. In Egypt, most high priests, I think, got to where they were because they were magicians, right? But there's this compounded, the power that the high priest wields because of his preservation of the status quo and his divine authority, coupled with the power of manifestation of the magician. And then on top of that, again, the magician card, which hasn't come out from that deck yet, so it's interesting to see it come out in your reading to really emphasize that magician energy. I think that there are some cases in which you are more to that high priest side, but first and foremost, you are a magician. What else is going on here in the current situation? We have the Hanged Man, and that could be about something that is on hold, or it could be a sacrifice that you are making for the greater good, or it could be a little from column A and a little from column B. So then on top of that, we have the Tower. So I think you are waiting for some kind of tower to fall. One thing I really love about this card is that these figures that are falling from the tower have these little masks that are falling off of their faces. I think that's such a great detail. And then on top of that, again, we have the Emperor. So that says to me that you are much more disciplined, and that it's entirely possible that this evolution from your past was from being very unstructured and kind of wandering around with your eyes closed to being very structured, and that trait is what is making this period of time especially effective for you. Alright, so let's look at the future. The future. That's why you're here, right? Everybody already knows what's already going on. In the future, we have the Lovers card. So this could be a choice that you have to make, or this could be about a romantic situation in the future in your life coming into play. Here we also have the Strength card, and a reminder that this woman has subjugated this lion not through might or force, but through cunning and possibly magic. This is also Leo's card, the sign of Leo. So if this is about a romantic partner coming into your life, it's possible that they are sun, moon, or rising Leo placement. And then we have the Death card. So this could also be a big change in your life. And let's look at the goal or destiny now up here at the top. And here we have the Strength card again. So it's definitely about the person that you have become and the path that has brought you here. We have the World card. Now, an interesting thing about this card in this particular deck is that it shows the story of Nut and Geb, who were of course the parents of Isis, Nephthys, Osiris, and Set, and also Horus the Elder. Now, this figure in the middle is Shu, who is their father, and who is holding Nut, the sky, up. separation between the sky and the earth, the divine and the mundane or physical planes. And then here we have the Hierophant card coming out again. So whereas you might be more to that magician energy at the current time, it's possible that you will be entering more of a Hierophant energy in the future. Or another meaning of the Hierophant card could be marriage. So this could be a marriage that is your destiny. Sorry, just testing the mic. So now I'm going to use these Healing Light Lenormand cards, and I really like this deck because they have masculine and feminine significators, like 2 masculine and 2 feminine significators. So that if you have a same-sex couple or any other thing like that, you aren't restricted to the same heteronormative standard of a typical Lenormand deck. But then on top of that, I like to take it to a really galaxy brain level and just have everybody be represented by the same significator, because see, this is the galaxy brain significator because all your smarts are stored right up here in that knot on your head. First of all, I hate gender. It's done nothing but cause me pain and suffering in my life. If I could eradicate gender, I would, but I understand that to some of you, it's actually quite important and validating to your existence. So, for those of you, I do support your choice. I know that sometimes kids today, your baby gender falls off and you grow a new one. And I support you. I'm a monster. I just realized I've been shuffling these cards under the table where you can't see them. Sorry. I'm getting much too galaxy brain. Alright. I remember when I was doing these videos a while ago, I was using my laptop computer. I could shuffle the cards like on the camera. I thought that was a cool effect, but it's much more difficult to do with the setup that I have now. Maybe someday I'll figure out a way to do that again. But until then, maybe I should just shuffle them directly onto the microphone. I kid, I wouldn't do that. Alright, so the way that this works is that we have the events here that link your past to your goal or destiny. And then we have the events that link your past to your present. Because Lenormand is much more like event-oriented. And then we have, present to future. And we have future to goal or destiny. So first off, we have the stork. The stork brings things. Like knowledge. The book represents knowledge. And then here we have the child. So, because this is talking about your past, it could be that knowledge was brought to you when you were a child. The child can represent that. It can also represent new information being brought to you, or things being simplified. But in this case, I think it was probably either new information being brought to you, causing your evolution, or it could be that knowledge was given to you as a child, when you were a child. So, bringing the past to the present, we have the scythe, which is about cutting things out of your life. We have the bouquet. The bouquet can be a gift or it can be a flirtation. And we have the letter. The letter is about, it could be an email, but it's also about a message coming to you from far away. This wouldn't be like you sitting down and talking to someone. This would be like an email or a letter or, getting information from a distance. That's very interesting. It could be that because of a communication with someone at a distance, I'm getting you cutting yourself off from your gifts, possibly for some of you. Or there could have been, texting back and forth with somebody in a flirtatious way, and you stop doing that. Alright, so then here between the present and the future, we have the mice. The mice eat away at things. Let's find out what they're eating away at. Eating away at your social groups. We have the garden here, which represents your social circle and your circle of friends. And we have a significator here, so it could be that this person did something to eat away at your social circle. And that's linking the present to the future. I don't see anything particularly malicious here. Or it could be, well, yeah, it really looks like that's something about your relationship to this person, whether they're a friend or a colleague or a romantic partner, because I know here in the future we have that romantic relationship possibly coming in. It could be that in order to be with this person, you slowly start withdrawing from a particular social group. And then here between the future and the goal or destiny position, we have the snake. The snake is all about betrayal. We have the rider. The rider brings in messages, or it could be a visitor. And we have the moon. Now the moon could be about a 9-to-5 type job, or it can be about arts. Or it could be about things being hidden. So, there could be a betrayal that is hidden. But this person is then bringing it out into the open. So this person could also be that this could be this person here. And it could be that they're betraying you, or it could be that you betrayed them, and now they're telling people, and people don't like that, and they don't want to be friends with you anymore. So, that is... But, I mean, I don't see that, like, ending your existence or whatever. Yeah, that's very interesting. I don't see this person as being, like, the betrayer, but it's possible that they are. It's very possible that this person is spreading lies in your social group, or even that there's like some kind of cancellation going on towards you, where this person is talking about something and there's like this betrayal then in this social group that is causing them to shun you, or causing people to fall away one by one. So that's very interesting, especially because in the context of the tarot reading, that doesn't really come through very much. So that's it for this month, Capricorn. I hope you have a great October. If you guys have any ideas for a Halloween special that you would like to see from my channel, please let me know down in the comments. I know that there are a lot of channels out there where people solicit their viewers' paranormal experiences, and I feel like that is a fountain that's already been kind of tapped. Not that you guys, I'm sure you guys have some really great stories to tell, but I would really like to take it in a different direction. So I might do something that's more like, if you have an active haunting and you want to know how to deal with it, or like gear it more toward the magical tool part of the channel, where we talk about how to cope with paranormal experiences and stuff like that. So if you'd like to see anything in particular relating to Halloween for a Halloween special, please do let me know in the comments. It's always great to see you guys. Please do like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you thought, if you enjoyed it. Tell your friends who are also Capricorns if you think that they would get something out of this video. And I hope to see you again